This particular grow bed has this bell siphon in it, and you can see down in here the current water level. With the aquaponics, or even with standard hydroponics, you can't keep the roots submerged in water all the time because they will start to rot. So it's important to make sure that they're in a moist material, but they still need to be able to get air to their roots.
This is a very basic bell siphon valve that I created. 1-inch PVC outlet pipe, 2-inch diameter PVC for the bell. Just a basic setup just to test out. Goes to nowhere at the moment. Filling up fairly quickly just using a garden hose. Just waiting for the siphon action to start. And it's starting. That's the water outflow from the siphon bell. Draining fairly quickly. Hose is still pumping water into the container. You can see the water level dropping fairly quickly. Still coming out on the other end. Once it hits the slits at the bottom, the air pressure will break the siphon and it'll stop draining, and it'll continue filling up with water from the hose again for another cycle. Getting close. And we're breaking the siphon. Water level's slowing down. And the siphon is broken. Water stops draining. And starting to fill up with water again. Basic system, like I said, 1-inch PVC outflow, 2-inch diameter. Just cut some slits in the bottom for the water and the air. And that's about it. Works great.
So, my bell siphon, I'm having troubles with it. It'll basically just sit here and fit and flow and not really actually start a siphon. As you can see, I've added 2 weep holes down here at the bottom. Focus, focus. And those allow the bell siphon to suck air when the water's all the way down, so I don't need to run a tube off the top to the bottom. It does it. It seems to work quite well, but now I'm having trouble with it starting siphoning. A water flow is what it is. My grow bed is quite large and quite empty as far as growing media is concerned. These pots are so small they're actually sitting on upside down pots which are empty. So to try to get more displacement, I've thrown a couple 2-liter bottles of water just to try to get more displacement in the grow bed so that I can the water coming out of my Eheim filter can fill it up fast enough to cause this thing, the siphon to start. So what's happening is it'll sit like this for 20-25 minutes and then it'll finally start to siphon, but it's not starting a very good siphon. It'll actually bring the water down about 1/2 inch and then that just sits there. I made the problem a little bit more clear. So I now have a clear bell siphon, just glass upside down. And I'll show you what happens with this bell siphon. You can see the water is just overflowing just a little bit. I'll actually go into the system. So you can see the water level is just a little bit above the top of the standpipe. Kind of see stuff flow down, you know. See how it flows. So it will slowly build up a little bit more head, so that you can just a little bit higher, and it'll slowly get up higher and higher and higher, and then it'll go to equilibrium, and there it'll sit, which might be part of the problem of getting the black in this, is because the bottom of the thing stays wet. Spend about 10 minutes. Here you can see what I mean by the water starts to come down just a little bit, siphons down just a little bit, and then stops. Water level, normally it tops out right at this ridge, and now it's below, and it'll just sit there. If you look at what's going on, down, you can see the water flowing to the tube, and we can actually see the water level, or the water level in the glass is higher. You see the water flowing. The glass doesn't want to sit still. You see the water flowing down, and then the water level's a little bit lower. And all I need to do to get this running really well is pick up the water level a little bit. Pull it up a little bit, and that burps it, and that gets the water flowing really, really well. See how the water level's dropping? That's all I need. Water level is now much higher up above the glass. Water's still filling up. Now we'll give it another minute or so, and it'll actually suck all the water out of the tank. And we're just about there. It's sitting on the bottom, but there's a ridge all the way around, so it's pulling on the backside. So now you see it's pulling, sucking water, it's burping. Now those holes allow it to burp without more consistently, more reliably, because here, you know, you see it's finding stasis, and it'll just sit here and run. It'll run like this for 5, 6, 7 minutes until it sucks just enough air that it breaks the siphon, and at that point, the moment it breaks the siphon up, I'll add just a little bit more air. There, it broke the siphon. Now water flows back down into the grow bed, and now we start all over again. I think what I need to do is I just simply need to add more growing media into the grow bed, so that way I have a much greater displacement, so the water can fill the grow bed faster. That's my theory. So I'm going to try that and report back.